Hey there, everybody. Just bored here driving, so I figured I would do my little video I had planned, which is about FSBOs, for sale by owner. So a lot of people think they can save some money anyways, cutting out an agent when they sell their property. But I got to tell you right up front. So I am an agent, so of course it works out well for us agents, well, brokers. If people use our services to sell or buy houses. And one thing that people try to do to avoid the broker fee, which turns out to be 3%, generally 2.5 to 3%. But actually, studies have shown that when you don't use a broker, you tend to lose 20 to 30% on the sale of your property. So think about that real quick. The 10% of that savings would be going to the broker. So you're not losing out in any way, shape, or form, and I'll tell you why. So first of all, you have to consider your time and energy. If you want to sell a house, let's say you were to call a broker like me and say you want to sell your house, well, you hand it over to us, and we, as the experts, take care of marketing it, putting it out in front of other brokers who have customers who may be looking for a house like yours, getting thousands of eyes on it. And that way you're not having to market it yourself. Craigslist ad after Craigslist ad, or putting a sign out front, to trying to prepare the property and all that stuff, that the broker will handle. So right away, that's a big win right there. You're not expelling a ton of energy. And that alone covers the second point, which is cost. Can you imagine how much it would cost you to maybe market a property, unless you want to go into the time and energy of doing it down the free avenues, which are few and far between. So right away, access to that MLS, multiple listing service, gets it out there for thousands of people to see and know that it's on the market. Because if you do for sale by owner, most people are not going to know that it's even on the market in the first place. And I already talked about the 20 to 30%. That was going to be my next point. But so when you have a broker, we only get paid if we follow through. You don't pay. If any broker ever told you you had to pay them up front, fire them right away. Okay, because that's not right. There's some kind of scam going on. But we only get paid if you either buy a property or sell your property. So we only get paid if we follow through. So there's nothing to lose up front. And especially if you have really good equity in your house, you really don't have to worry. The agent fee is just going to be a barely noticeable amount out of what you make off of your property. Especially if you bought it years ago and you have a ton of equity and you're looking really good to make a decent chunk of change. Hold on, I have these little notes here. I'm trying to pay attention while I'm driving too. Don't be a distracted driver. I'm just the best distracted driver in the world, that's all. So, liability. That was the other point I wanted to make. So, when you sell a house for sale by owner, let's say you sell the property, and then a month later you get a call from the person who bought it saying, I'm going to sue the hell out of you now because this was wrong with this property and you didn't tell us. Well, guess what? We as agents have error on omissions insurance, and that won't happen with us. So that liability right there alone is worth the value of having an agent handle it for you. That's just, it would be so crazy and it would be horrible, and a lot of it you wouldn't even know existed. So it would just be a nightmare. So it's almost like insurance. Using a broker is kind of like insurance, that you are not going to end up in a position where you get the crap suit out of you in the future. So when it comes to pricing, Do you know what the prices of homes are right now and what they're going for? You really got to ask yourself that. And, if you want to go and do the research and you want to spend a considerable amount of time doing research to figure it out, feel free. You are more than welcome to do that. But we have tools at our disposal. We have expertise. We know how to price your home to get the best amount of money for you out of the property. So, or we know, for on the buyer's side, looking at properties, there's a lot of properties right now that are grossly overpriced. And when we're looking at houses, as an agent, as a broker, I can look at houses and say, okay, you know what, that's way overpriced. Maybe we could give them an offer at this level, and maybe we can work them down a bit because that house is overpriced. But if you're doing FSBO, for sale by owner, do you really know what to price your home at? Do you know what your house is really worth? So that runs the risk of either selling your house too low, right? Which is one of the other risk factors, is running into investors, lowballers, people who come up. Let's say you price your house at $250,000, and you have an investor look at that and say, "Oh, for sale by owner, they don't know what they're doing. I can take advantage of this situation." So then you got them showing up saying, "You know what? Your house is only worth like 180, but I'll give that to you right now. I'll pay you that right now." You'll have these scummy guys show up all over. You'll have them left and right too. If you're doing for sale by owner, you'll get harassed by these investors constantly. So that's another good reason to use a broker, is we'll shield you from that. They're going to contact me, and anybody that tries that with me, especially, or any other broker, really a good broker, you're going to slap that back. Not interested. We're not going to deal with somebody who's going to lowball like crazy and try to argue down the price to an unreasonable level. I can only speak for myself. I'm in the business of, if you're a seller, to get you as much money as possible for the property, for your investment. It's a huge deal, and you deserve to get as much money out of that deal as you possibly can. On the buyer's side, of course, it's different, but that's not what this video is about. This video is about for sale by owner and why not to do it. It's not just because we get paid. There's so many reasons not to do it, and I advise, even, don't just watch my video, but go do some research about it, go read about it, and you'll see that it just isn't worth it. For sale by owner is not worth it. So anyways, my name's Jay LaVille. I'm a broker with Skyline Properties. I'm in the Pierce and King County areas of Washington State. But I work all the way from Snohomish down to Lewis County. So if you're in that area and you need a broker, you need some help with real estate, give me a call. Hit me up. My phone number is 253-227-2614. But wherever I post this video, I'll make sure to post a link to my Facebook page, which is pretty much my business page now, because Facebook rules the world. Anyways, so thanks for watching this video. I hope it helped some people out there decide whether or not to use an agent or broker, and to avoid the absolute pitfall, endless hole of hell that for sale by owner will be. Unless you really know your stuff. If you really, really know your stuff, then hey, have at it. But if you don't want to spend an enormous amount of time and energy, not to mention a ton of stress, just let an agent handle it for you. And you can just go on about your life, doing your work, doing your job, doing whatever you love, while the agent does all the work and handles the majority of the stress. So that's a big one too, the stress. Anyways, have a good day, have a good night, enjoy whatever weather you're having. It's kind of gloomy and doomy here, but I'm going to go inside and enjoy the inside of the house. Have a good weekend.